last one, letter E. Okay, so it's domain. You set the bottom equal to 0, so x squared minus 9 is equal to 0, x squared is equal to 9, and x is equal to plus or minus 3 when you take the square root. So your domain is all real numbers except x is equal to plus or minus 3. And then to plug those in for your vertical asymptote, let's see if you have any vertical asymptotes. So let's go ahead and plug in negative 3. 2 times negative 3 squared plus negative 3 minus 8 all over negative 3 squared minus 9. This is 18, this is minus 11, so you get 7 over, the bottom is 0. So x is equal to negative 3 is a vertical asymptote. Let's try positive 3. 2 times 3 squared plus 3 minus 8 all over 3 squared minus 9. So this is still 18. These two become negative 5, so it's 18 minus 5, which is 13 over 0. So x is equal to negative 3 and positive 3 are vertical asymptotes. Now let's do the horizontal asymptotes. Horizontal asymptotes, what do? We find out whether it's top heavy, bottom heavy, or same degree. And if you notice, same degree, same degree. So what do? We divide these two numbers, and that's going to be our horizontal asymptote. So horizontal asymptote is 2 over 1, which is 2. Y is equal to 2. Now let's go ahead and find x-intercept. X-intercept, like we said, we set the top equal to 0. That was a trick. So it's going to be 0 is equal to 2x squared plus x minus 8. Now we can factor this, but I've already done this problem, and this problem is not factorable, so we cannot do this trick here. We cannot find two numbers that multiply that gives me negative 8, and when you add them gives me positive 1. So what do we need to do? We need to do what always works, is the quadratic formula. Okay, the quadratic formula, and I know I showed you guys this last year. I even showed you the song, right? So it's x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So this is your a, this is your b, this is your c. A is 2, b is 1, c is negative 8. So let's go ahead and find out what our answers are. So it's going to be negative 1 plus or minus 1 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 8 all over 2 times 2. So that's going to be negative 1 plus or minus 4 times 2, I'm sorry, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8 times a negative 8 is a positive 64, so it's going to be 1 plus 64 all over 4. Negative 1 plus or minus square root of 65, and now you see why you cannot factor, because 65 is not a perfect square. So x is equal to negative 1 plus the square root of 65 over 4, or, well, actually, and negative 1 minus the square root of 65 over 4. And these two are your x-intercepts. Now if your professor wants them in point form, there's an easy way to write these two without writing 2 points. Negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 65 over 4 comma 0. You're saying that you have 2 points because of the plus or minus. So that is your x-intercept, either this one or this one, whichever your professor wants. Now let's do the y-intercept. Y-intercept is we set all x's equal to 0 and we solve. So h of 0 is equal to, I forgot, 0. Okay, so if I'm going to plug in 0 for every x, it's going to be 0, 0, 0. So it's going to be these two divided. -8 over -9, which is +8 over 9. So my y-intercept is 0, 8 over 9. And that's it. Okay, if you have any more questions, please feel free to let me know. Okay, take care, Valeria. Y no se vale.